Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Superman and Lois Season 4, or, the final season ever for the show, as well as just DC TV on the CW. So, as I think most of us should know, though we know it's the final season coming up, we have had the conclusion, the wrap, the end, whatever you want to call it, of filming for Superman and Lois forever after 4 seasons. Now, you could tell from some of the posts on social media via the respective actors on the show that it was an emotional time, as I think most of them think that this is not where the show was supposed to end, especially obviously the main actors, so its life was cut short, if you want to put it. I mean, I did see on Bitsy Tullix, who, on her post, who of course plays Lois, that she thanked pretty much everyone associated with the show except the current people running the CW. So even thanking like the former press, everything like that. So maybe a bit of shade there. I guess up to you to decide whether that was intentional or not. I'd like to think it is. Is that a bit weird of me? I don't know. But alongside that post in the comments, we also did get Rachel Brosnahan, who will be playing Lois Lane in the upcoming Superman film from James Gunn, saying that she was like honored to be taking the role on next and all of that. And really, we don't have to wait too long to see that next take after Superman Lois for Lois Lane and Superman, of course, because that ends for us viewers, like the show will end for us viewers as like the movie, I think it would be about 6 to 7 months away after Superman and Lois airs the series finale, so not along that much of a wait. Sort of weird. But speaking of Lois Lane and Superman and Lois, we did get some set photos released that do showcase Metropolis for the first time this season, and a character that we were yet to see in any set photos or anything with real context, that being Amanda McCoy, who of course will be playing like the closest ally of Lex Luthor in this final season. She'll be played by Yvonne Chapman, who was on Kung Fu, also on the CW previously, so some of you might have seen that and know her from that. Now, these set photos are from episode 9, so not the finale, so we did get some set photos from episode 8, which were the steel ones, and then we got some set photos from episode 10, and now we have some set photos from episode 9. So, final 3 episodes, some set photos after a season of pretty much no set photos. So yeah, this is from the penultimate episode, and does feature a location that we were sort of like wondering would show up in the final season or not, and these photos do confirm. Well, actually, the photos don't confirm it, but information from set confirm it, if that makes sense. It will make sense once we talk about it. But yeah, shout out to Canada Graphs, who got this photos and provided some extra information that aren't provided in the photos. So yeah, I'll leave his blog post linked in the description down below if you want to go see more photos, because I'm not going to show all of them, I'll just show a handful of them. But yeah, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this stuff, maybe some theories if you have them, and just what you're looking forward to most in this final season. Of course, if you want to enjoy the video, drop a like, takes 2 seconds. So yeah, I'm just going to read out pretty much most of Canada Graph's blog post because it contains the information and any context needed, and some bonus information that doesn't necessarily relate to these photos, but I guess it's still important regardless. So yeah, we'll read it out, and then we'll actually I might put up some photos while we're talking, but then we'll also talk about the photos themselves. Earlier this month, the cast and crew of Superman and Lois were filming in downtown Vancouver for scenes of the penultimate episode of the entire series. This was the only known downtown shoot in the entire final season, and they were only there for 4 hours of filming, which in the filming world is practically nothing, as a usual day sees 8 to 12 hours of filming. That is 100% a budget decision. Downtown is the most expensive area of the lower mainland to rent. Now, if anyone watched my video where I think we talked about the set photos coming, I think from the series finale, I did mention that there was also talk of a shoot that happened in downtown Vancouver, which is this one. So this is the one that I didn't know specifically what it was, but they were saying that like they were filming down there. So I didn't know that Canada Graphs had got there and everything like that. So yeah, this is what the thing that I was referencing, I'm pretty sure at the very least, because as Canada Graphs also says there, this is the only downtown shoot that he knew that was happening, and this happened around the time that he was said on social media that it was happening. So, episode 9, that filming time before the finale. So that all lines up. On this day, they were filming a scene just off of West Georgia at a place that's been used for The Flash a couple of times and was less than 200 feet from when we first saw Tyler Hoechlin as Superman way back in season 2 of Supergirl. In regards to the Flash thing, I don't know, does it look familiar to anyone? I don't know, I guess if you use like the context of a scene and stuff, it might just be a very similar to scene what we're seeing here, with just people talking to each other and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really know where it was used specifically for The Flash. Maybe Canada Graphs knows and he could have noted it, but I can't tell a off the first look here, first impressions, but maybe some of you guys watching do. Anyway, this time, however, it was not the Man of Steel out and about, it was his better half, Bitsie Tulloch as Lois Lane, doing a scene with new cast member Yvonne Chapman as Amanda McCoy, an ally of Lex Luthor. So as you can see here, we have two of them on screen, face to face, everything like that. The scene is set in Metropolis and sees Lois confront Amanda outside of Luthor Corps. Canada Graphs does note that he missed getting a photo of the Luthor Corps logo, but it was out there somewhere. So it's probably like on little things on the doors and maybe like a sign for the thing like that. Probably just the angle, whatever. But he's saying it's Luthor Corps, and it makes sense. Amanda McCoy, works for Luthor Corps, so it makes sense that Lois Lane might wait for her outside there, and then Amanda McCoy's going into it. Makes a lot of sense, connect the dots, very believable. But the scene has the pair talk for less than a minute, and that was it. That's all they filmed the entirety of season 4 in downtown Vancouver, and then they packed up and left forever. So we had heard that there wasn't really any filming going on for this show down in like the downtown area. And yes, it's not like it was a ridiculous recurrence for the show, because the show was mainly set in Smallville, but you know, it's weird that you're having Lex Luthor as the villain for the season, who's, you'd assume is going to be primarily in Metropolis or have a lot of different, you know, visits to Metropolis, if you have to think. And there's like no downtown stuff. But as Canada Graphs does note in that post, and as we should all know as well, it's expensive. It is expensive to do. Like, even if you look at the Flash's final season, they were very, not scarce with the downtown stuff, but they would do it like in areas where it probably wouldn't cost a lot. Like, they weren't doing it in a downtown area like this. They were doing it in like a more open area and things like that. So they were a bit more frugal and smart in regards to what they chose to film. Or if they did do a downtown thing, it was probably in the middle of the night where it's cheaper. So this one obviously had to be during the day because it's just meant to be, I guess, a regular run-in, not meant to be too suspect if you want to put it. But based off these photos, as I said, it's the first look. I wasn't expecting anything drastic. You pretty much just look at Yvonne Chapman's Instagram, see what she looked like, and that goes, okay, that's what the character's going to look like. It's not like she's playing some alien or something like that. So there's not too much surprise there. I know there's this dude here who's walking with her. I'm assuming it's just security, maybe, if she's like Lex Luthor's ally, that she'd have Luthor Corps security next to her. I'm assuming that's what he is. I don't know if there's much there. I think that's what he is. And that's pretty much all that's there. There's not really that much to really, you know, describe these photos from or take from them outside the fact that at least you're going to get some confrontation there. If it was the finale, you think this maybe could have set up a scene where it's a bit more of a zinger scene for Lois or something like that. She could have dealt a very powerful blow by words, if you want to put it. But in the penultimate episode, I don't know if that's going to be the case. It might be a bit more laid back and just a confrontation that maybe set something up that we see in the series finale the week after this episode airs, and we get to see what this scene happens. But obviously, as Canada Graph says, they talk for like a minute, so it's obviously going to be a very quick thing. It's not going to be a very long scene. Might just be a payoff scene. Who knows? But heading into the series finale, now that the show is finished, there were some questions I saw, like some FAQs or frequently asked questions I saw that sort of stem from the finale, and I thought we'd just end off the video with. The first one was the flash forward stuff. Are we going to get like a flash forward scene for a scene for the finale? Sorry, that was somewhat heavily hinted by that steel mural in Smallville where it says like 25 years of steelworks and stuff like that in Smallville. If that's the case, what else could they show? Let's just assume that that's going to be a flash forward scene. There's no confirmation of that, by the way. Let's just assume that that's a flash forward scene, because people did point out that Alex Garfin, who plays Jordan, did get a haircut around the finale. So getting rid of like Jordan's shaggy hair that he's had, since season 1. Like, it's always been that big poofy shaggy hair and stuff. But I think he got that cut after they wrapped filming. Like, I might be wrong, but I think they got it cut. I think he got it cut after. So I don't think that's really going to play into it, at least from what I can tell. I'm pretty sure he got it cut like after, and then I think he might have gone to the wrap party that they did with the haircut. So maybe it was like a surprise thing, but maybe it was for that final scene. I'm not too sure, but I highly doubt it. Another big question that people have, I think it's more of a worry, it probably depends who you are. It's the fight scenes. Now, we did touch upon this because the series finale set photos that we did see did showcase Superman in a fight, had blood on his face, everything like that. But that's it. That's the only sort of hint at it. Now, I sort of disagree with this in regards to it's the only thing we've seen, because that's what I saw people saying. Oh, it's the only fight scene hint that we've seen. We saw a decent amount early on, like, and it was mainly through like Instagram stuff but it wasn't with Superman, it was with Superboy, it was with Jordan, the Jordan character, and he's like Superboy sort of suit and stuff. We saw that, like, we saw him in the suit. Like, I know it was a while ago, but he was filming, so we can assume that there's fight scenes with him early on. Maybe it's that middle period of the season where we're not too sure, but then again, we saw in episode 8 that there's stuff with Steel and stuff like that as well. So I think maybe it's just like sprinkled around. Maybe it's going to be like a lot of like CGI and stuff, and they won't necessarily set up too much physical stuff. I'm not too sure. It could just be like a lot of cutaway stuff. We're not too sure. It's just that there's been a ridiculous amount of evidence from what we've seen, but at the same time, there's been like hardly any set photos as well. So we're basing all of this off like minimal stuff to just assume that the minimal stuff's going to be happening. But set photos for Superman and Lois weren't like a regular thing. You know, they were minimal on themselves, just that this season's been even more minimal. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Like, I'm sure the trailer, whenever they release that, will give us a hint in regards to fight scenes, but there's definitely not going to be none. There might just be a bit less than previous seasons, but we might be in it for, might be in for a surprise. So who knows? And the final thing was the handling of guest stars, because people are still curious about, how John Henry Irons and like Lana Lang are going to be in the series finale, but then like Lana Lang's also in episode 2, but then we're led to believe that like they're only going to be in like 3 or 4 episodes each. People are just wondering how that's going to be handled. And look, we went into this season thinking, well, being told essentially that's on average about 3 episodes for the guest stars. But I think it might have been Indy Navarrete who plays forgetting on the name. What's the goddamn name? Sarah, who plays Sarah. She said that from what it was going to be like if things worked out, they could add on or something like that. And then that was also reported by like maybe all the trades, but I think it might have been Deadline that reported it first, that it was just based off like if they can add them in, they can add them in. So it was very flexible. It wasn't like a fixed, oh, you're only in 2 or 3 episodes. It was like, yeah, we got you planned for 3 episodes, but we could add you for like another episode or 2. And it wouldn't surprise me if maybe Lana and John Henry, for example, weren't planned to be in the series finale, and then they worked them in. That wouldn't surprise me at all, just because of how early Lana's in the season. And then it seems to be like there could be a break in regards to that. So maybe they just set up where she goes off, but then comes back to Smallville or the series finale to do something there. I'm not too sure, but that's what it seems like at the very least. Because it seemed like she stopped filming like around episode 6, I think it was, maybe 7, and then comes back for the series finale. So there's still like, when we're watching it live, that'll be about a month break between her second and last appearance in the season. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's how they balanced it, but I can understand why people are sort of like confused about how they're handling the guest stars in this final season. Like, I'm still not too sure exactly how it's going to be done, how well it'll be done. But we just know that it was variable. So that sort of plays in, especially to John Henry and Lana showing up in the series finale, from what I can tell. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on everything we went over in this video. You're excited for the series finale and just the final season of Superman and Lois as a whole? Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.